Are you getting older like me? If you're still alive today while you're watching this, you are. You're getting older, and that's a good thing. It beats the alternative, I think. But as we get older, I've noticed different issues cropping up, and I thought I'd talk about some of those. And the one I want to talk about today is a piece of paper that I found while I was decluttering paper. I did a video about that a couple of weeks ago or whatever. I don't know when it was. And this paper is my blood work from 2025. They do it, my doctor, for my well check each year has, blood work done, and everything's always really good. I mean, I've had a few issues, but generally I'm healthy as a horse, which I'm so happy about. I'm going to knock on wood. I hope you are too. Sometimes I think it's the luck of the draw. But what I'm going to talk about today is two numbers, my LDL cholesterol and my non-HDL cholesterol. And those were both high last year. Not very high. The LDL should be equal to or less than 99. And mine was 113, which isn't, it's 14 numbers, 14 off. So it's not terrible, but it's not under, which it should be. So the non-HDL cholesterol is 141 milligrams per deciliter, or whatever the DL stands for. And it should be, so it's 141, it should be equal to or less than 129. Again, not terrible, but I don't want this to be a problem. And I had forgotten about this. I called after I got the results of my blood work. And, I called my doctor. I'd already had my well check. And the nurse said, I checked with the doctor because I called. And then she said she'd call back. She checked with the doctor and he said it was fine. It wasn't, an extreme number or anything. So I kind of forgot about it. And when I found this piece of paper, I thought, well, I was looking at it, and this H, it's like H for high, L would be low, and if there's nothing, it means it's good. So those two H's jumped out at me, and I thought, well, shoot, I forgot about this. And so I looked up my LDL cholesterol and what I could do about it. So I'm going to do an experiment. I found this piece of paper early February. And here it is 2 weeks later when I'm doing this video. And I decided I've sort of started my effort at lowering my cholesterol numbers. But I thought I would just document it. It'll keep me accountable. And hopefully it'll make me do better than I would on my own. So I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, and maybe you have this problem, or maybe you've had this problem and you fixed it. I personally don't want to take medicine, statins, or whatever it is, if I don't have to. I already take one prescription, which I'm not thrilled about, but it's for my thyroid, and I have tried fixing that on my own, because I am do-it-myself peg. And I like to fix things on my own without taking medicine or anything weird. I just don't want to do that if I don't have to. But the thyroid, I needed the medicine, so I take it, and it's fine. So I'm going to tell you what my experiment is all about and my deadline. Okay, like I said, I found this piece of paper early February. And so I started doing some things about a week ago, just small little things I'm cutting out of my diet and other things I'm adding in to help, hopefully. And I won't know until my blood work, which will be the end of April. So I have basically almost 2 months. Well, more than 2 months, almost 3 months. All of March, all of April, and most of February. So 90 days, 80 days. it's probably enough to make a difference if I stick with it and do things right. So I wanted to take you along for the ride. I'll probably do this video, one more midway through to keep myself accountable, and then after I get my blood work, which hopefully will have lower numbers that will make me so happy. And I think it will help my diet, as in the foods I eat. I don't mean a diet to lose weight. I mean my diet is the food I eat. That's what my diet is. And if that's a healthier way to do it, then that's good, because I tend to eat whatever I want. And I have realized a few things that I eat that I shouldn't. So I'm going to start with things that I shouldn't eat because these are the hard ones for me, some of them. So I looked it up on the internet, several sources, and they pretty much all said the same thing: to limit red meat. Well, I limit red meat. If I eat red meat once or twice a month, that's a lot. I have no interest in it. I might have a hamburger. That's about it. Butter. I love butter. That's a problem. I really love butter. It's delicious, especially on good bread, you know, but I can swap that out for something else. Cheese. That's my big downfall. I eat a lot of cheese, and I realized, you know, because basically it's the saturated fat that you're trying to limit. I read that I should only have, to lower my cholesterol, 13 grams of saturated fat a day. That is not very much, especially if you eat cheese like I do. So limit the red meat, the butter, the cheese, fried foods, which I don't eat a lot of, but I do like potato chips and tortilla chips. But basically to not eat trans fats or partially hydrogenated oil, which are saturated fats. So I've been looking at labels on like the tortilla chips and the potato chips and cheese, and some things have less than I thought they would, less saturated fat, which is great. But cheese, it has a lot. So I have really cut down on that in the past week. I might have some cheese every day, but not as much as I used to have. I love cheese. And so I recently bought quite a bit at the store on sale. So I froze 3 packages. They were already sealed up, but I put them in a freezer safe bag and I just stuck them in the freezer, and I'm not going to buy any more cheese for a long time because I have a drawer full in my fridge, plus those 3 packages in the freezer. I'm going to use those up first, and they should last a long time since I'm not eating as much cheese. So those are the foods basically that the internet has told me not to eat. Not terrible, you know, but something to, you know, I really have to pay attention to because I love butter and cheese. And now for the foods that I can eat. And I eat some of these, but I think I need to incorporate more of them more often in my diet. Good fats, which include olive oil. I think it said canola oil, but I just use olive oil and coconut oil, which may be not as good. I'll have to check the label, but I don't use coconut oil as often, but I mostly just use olive oil, which is a good oil. And I can use that on my bread instead of butter. I love, you know, dipping good ciabatta bread or whatever in olive oil. It's delicious. Also, fatty fish like salmon, says to have that twice a week, and I don't, but I can. I love salmon. It's delicious, so I can incorporate more of that. 10 to 25 grams of fiber a day, and that would include oatmeal, lentils, beans, apples, and pears. And I love beans, apples, and pears. I eat lentils sometimes, and I don't love oatmeal. It's okay, but I don't know. Depends on, I like it in these cookies I make. Yeah, they're a no-bake cookie, and they're delicious, but they also include butter, like peanut butter, and sugar, a little bit of sugar. I don't put much in, but that's the way I like oatmeal. I don't love cooked oatmeal for like breakfast or something. It's like eating cardboard for me. I know you can dress it up and make it taste good, but it is not a favorite of mine. But maybe I'll try to eat it once a week or something. So the foods to eat are good fats, fiber, and soy products like tofu, which I love, the silken tofu. I did that recipe, how to make that, edamame, and soy milk. And I like edamame and I like soy milk. I just don't buy them very often. So, things to consider to help lower my cholesterol. Another thing I should do, according to the internet, is to exercise at least 150 minutes a week, which I take walks. I probably walk at least 20 minutes a day. 20 times 7 is 140. So I need to up my exercise a little bit. And I could do other things, but I don't like working out or playing games like pickleball or tennis or going to a gym and doing anything there. No, thank you. I like to walk. That's my exercise. And I do it. It's just I need to do a little more of it, I think, because I don't get enough exercise every day. I know that. So that's something. Losing 10 pounds would help. That would be nice. I have at least 10 pounds that I could easily get rid of if I figured out how to do it. I'd like to lose 20 or 30 pounds. That'd be even better. Maybe making some of these changes will help me do that. I don't know. But I am not going to work on some big, like, oh, I got to lose all this weight. I'm not going to do that. I have tried in the past, and this is kind of my size. My mom was shaped like I am, like a pear, and it's just how I'm shaped. It's not like I'll ever be skinny. That will never happen. And I don't think it's good for my mental health to worry about it. Not going to do it. And the last thing that the internet says I should do to lower my LDL cholesterol is to quit smoking. Well, I don't smoke. So, got that one done. That was easy. And I'm just curious if any of these things have worked for you. Have you had higher levels of LDL cholesterol that you needed to lower? Did you do it on your own by doing some of the stuff I've just talked about? Did you start taking statins or medicine, whatever the prescription is? I don't want to do that, and I'm hoping that my numbers really weren't high enough to warrant it. I mean, the doctor wasn't concerned. And maybe they just go up as we age. I don't know. But I want to be healthy. I want to have a good life. I want to have energy and the ability to walk and be mobile and do all the things as long as I can. I'm in my 60s. I'm closer to 70 than 60, which is so weird. I just don't feel this old. It's strange. But I feel like I'm pretty healthy for the most part, but I want to be healthier. I want to not even have an issue at all. And I'd love to hear from you and, find out if you've had this issue. Have you ever lowered your LDL on your own? I'd love some tips because I'm going to take these 2.5 months before my next blood work and really at least be aware of it so that I know when I open that cheese drawer in the fridge, I'll go, oh yeah, I shouldn't eat so much cheese. I really do love cheese. And I know eggs can also, they contain saturated fat, and I just bought a carton of eggs, 12 eggs. It's a commitment for me to buy a dozen eggs, but I will eat some. And they will last a long time because I don't love eggs either, but I know I need to get more protein in my diet. So let me know I am very curious if you have had this issue, if you fixed it on your own, or, if you know of somebody. Help me out here. I want to stay healthy, and I'm going to put in some effort to try to do that. And if you are new here, I am do-it-myself Peg. Like I said earlier, I like doing things for myself. Be as independent and self-sufficient as I can, because I like doing that. And I appreciate you stopping by and being here. Thank you very much. And I will see you next time.